I was just looking at the time.
We're trying to stay awake.
I understand. So first,
still waking up.
thank you for talking to us this late. I really appreciate that.
Pleasure.
No worries, our pleasure.
This is Heather Finkston. She's from Pink Ninja Blogger. She's out of Ohio. You've got the voice of Gargamel himself, Mark Irons, is the executive producer of Peyo. This is Nele. I'm going to ping you when you got about 2 minutes left. I'm going to go off camera and mute, and you can get started.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Hello.
Hello again. So first questions for both of you. I was just wondering if either one of you watched the first 2 series or watched them as part of your research in order to get ready for your part with this.
Okay.
Well, okay,
you want to go? You go first.
Yeah,
I always go first. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So did I do any research? So no. And in a nutshell, because I grew up with it. I grew up in Belgium, and if you've missed out on the Smurfs when you were a kid in Belgium, you were either locked away or you were Boo Radley, So no, it's very much part of the Belgian culture. Although I'm not Belgian, I'm British, but I grew up here. So it's everywhere. I mean, and I grew up with the series. The 70s, late 70s series. I grew up with that. So it was, we had the figurines. They're a household name. The
Absolutely.
comic. And then, of course, they just got rerun and rerun. Yeah. Had like the episodes and the films and that. So and they're iconic. So when you get a phone call from a studio just saying, "Oh, by the way, have you heard there's a rumor going around?" And I said, "Yeah, I kind of heard something about. Well, they're thinking about maybe casting." I said, "Oh, yeah. What do you want me to do about it?" I said, "Yeah, well, they're maybe looking also for a voice director." And of course, my actor instinct kicks in, and I just go, "Yeah, I'll think about it." Because you call them back in 2.5 minutes.
Right,
go, right. Yeah, it's incredible.
Right.
So that's the level of excitement we started out at.
Absolutely.
And these guys were on board years before us. So, and they were pretty excited when we jumped on. So that's what it's been. It's been a roller coaster. So there was no prepping, but then subsequently when I got the Gargamel part, then you start worrying. It's like, oh God, he's an iconic character,
right?
And he's all over the place. And how do I, So then I started prepping him. Yeah, properly. I started doing my job basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Nele, did you prepare, or how did you prepare?
Yeah,
just the same situation.
Here. I mean, I grew up as well. Yeah, I grew up as well with the Smurfs, with the first series in the 80s. So and I've been also with the company that manages the brand for over 15 years. So I kind of think I know a little bit about them. So it's almost like my family. So but what we really needed to prep for was to do like a whole different job, because I've never produced a show. So that was really something else, and that took a lot of preparation. So we started working on that in 2016. Then the idea came to be, and like the first episodes came out in 21. So there's been a bit of preparation.
It's been a ride, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's been a hell of a ride, but it's such a joy. Yeah.
Absolutely. So either one of you are welcome to answer, but since Gargamel is such a bumbling villain, if you will, do you ever root for him to win?
No.
No,
because I want to hug him eternally. I want to be able to console him and to feel sorry for him, and to, like Charles Chaplin, I want to take him in my arms and it's going to be okay, man. No, of course not. No. No, you want him to get real close. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You want him to almost succeed. You want him, do you want him to get to that edge? Do you want him to? No, then you take away the dream, I find. It's kind of like the whole fantasy versus reality discussion. Right. Saying that if I'm if I can fantasize about something, it's incredible. And sometimes the reality of it kind of like, it just fizzles out, and it's
let them.
Feels like I've just done it. It's like, it's like I've ticked the box.
Right.
So, no, I think part of the, no, we can't have him. No, can't win. Can get
we really cannot, because it's like one of the ground rules
right
of the creator of the Smurfs. So it's really something that was hammered in. At the end, the villain has to stay the villain at the end of each episode, at the end of each comic book. So yeah, the thought never even came up because we were so like, yeah, we so like grew up with that in a sense.
Right. It has to stay that way.
In the company, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so switching gears a little bit, if for both of you, if you could be any Smurf, I know we're talking the Smurfs versus Gargamel, which one would it be and why?
All right,
Mark,
Nele,
you
I'll let,
answer to that
yeah.
one.
Okay, well, yeah. I said I'll go a little. I'll go on a limb on this one because there are a lot of cool Smurfs out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the one that I really like, and mainly because of the evolution as well, is Smurfette. I think from, if you consider what she was and the time she was written and the historical context and the world we live nowadays,
Right.
She had to evolve. She had to be part of the story, but had to evolve. And I think she's the script writers and the producers obviously got together, and the director, and they've done something really cool with her. I think they brought her into the modern age and made her determined, self-determined, energetic,
Yes.
a leader, empowered,
Yes.
but not extreme. Which means that when she does get obsessive with something and she slips up, it becomes funny, and so she becomes very human. And I love that about it. And I think there are, without giving spoilers, there are other characters who will kind of follow suit because they've introduced newer characters as well, and it's kind of going that way, which is nice because we get the best of both worlds, and we get the kind of the traditional or the classic Smurf thing with now the modern age brought into it.
Right.
So cool. So that's my character.
Absolutely.
She's my girl, definitely.
Although you cannot voice her.
No, I wish I could. I wish I could.
You dream forever.
Yeah, I'd be her forever. Yes.
No.
Nele, do you have a favorite, or pardon me, who would you be?
Well, they're all my children, of course. So
it's hard to pick.
Yeah, it's hard to pick. What's great about the Smurfs is that they have really identifiable personalities. So you can just, depending on how you feel today, you can be another Smurf. So that's also part of the reason why these characters appeal so much. Throughout the generations.
Absolutely.
You can identify with them easily. Smurfs that I really like are the ones that are really funny without having too much dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for example, Brainy. No, not Brainy, of course, he has the most dialogue of all.
Right, he talks a lot.
It's the annoying one. No, for example, Grouchy, who is just I think he's a lovable character and also a really funny character without him having to say a lot of things. He's just there, and depending on the situation, you kind of have to love him, you kind of have to laugh at him. So I really like those Smurfs that don't necessarily have a lot of lines, but are really, really funny.
Absolutely. And one more question. Could you tell me which episode so far, I'm not looking for spoilers, but which one has been your favorite? And you can give me a little bit of the why or something to work with.
Yeah, for me, that's definitely the one where they all turn up to be baby Smurfs, their version of what they're supposed to look like as a baby. And just because it's so cute.
I know.
Wanted to grab those little cheeks and hug them, and Smurfette with a really curly hair there, and Papa Smurf. It's so cute.
Absolutely.
A weak spot for that episode.
As far as I'm concerned, I think there are a couple of episodes where some new characters are introduced. There's some of them female, and which is really, really cool because it all of a sudden it kind of there's kind of something else than villains and Smurfs. There's kind of like other elements in there, and so the way we had to work at it was to say, well, it can't be a surprise to the Smurfs because they're used to these characters. They've always been there, but they've not existed in shall we say, Smurf folklore. So that was a nice challenge, and the characters are really funny. I mean, they're great. The new female Smurf characters they're really cool. They're fun to play with, and it kind of brings a nice color to the village.
Well, I'm very excited to see where you all go with things. Thank you again for taking the time to speak with me today. Good luck staying
Pleasure,
awake,
Heather.
and
Nice
thank you
meeting
again. I'm so excited.
Cool.
Thank
All
you
right.
Take care.
so much.
Bye bye.